Welcome back to the Origami 9-hole cup expert division, hole number 5. Here we're going to be setting up for a Guardian backspin shot for the Eagle. Our drive is P3 plus 10 max using 6 topspin only. We're setting up at the top of the +2, so what we're going to do is add spins, 6 topspin only, and then we're going to place the ball guide going down the center of the fairway at the top of the +2 yard mark. Then we adjust P3 plus 10 max. There's 2 different rollouts you can get here. So it's no curl, no OP. You can get a shorter rollout, which will go 351 or less. Or you can get a longer rollout, which will go 352 or more. And that rollout is going to determine what check you need and what spins you need for your approach shot. Keep in mind, pull angles on the approach can change how it bounces, so I would recommend that you practice this shot a couple of times to see what kind of tweaks you might need to get the drop. Been pretty consistent coming into this after all the tweaks have been sorted. So I'll go over the tweaks real quick before I show you the shot. If you get the short rollout and you're 351 or less, you're gonna do a pin check. So like you're dunking, throw your bullseye over the pin, get your plus yard, use the chart to the left that says pin check. Both shots, long or short rollout, are going to be P3 plus 0 at slider. The difference between the two is if you're short rollout, you're going to use max backspin and 0.3 left spin, right? If your drive is longer than 352, then you're going to use max backspin with 0.2 right spin. So the side spin changes depending on the distance your drive rolls out. One other caveat, if you have the short rollout, then you will need to tweak the adjustment slightly depending on wind. So if your winds are in the 6.6 to 7.2 mile an hour range and you have the short rollout, you need to add 0.2 to your adjustment. If your winds are 7.3 to 7.7, you'll need to add 0.4 to the adjustment. Now, those tweaks are with what I consider to be a straight pull. So if you're pulling a little bit 59, that might change that, or a little bit 01, that might change that. So that's why I recommend you practice the shot. If you're 352 or more, then you don't need to add any tweaks to the shot. You just need to make sure that you're doing 0.2 right spin instead of 0.3 left spin. Take a look at the approach. So the setup is the same for both of them, right? We're going to check, determine where we're at. This one I had a shorter rollout. So I'm at the plus 10 yard mark with my pin check. I am going to do 0.2 right, max backspin, 0.2 right spin here. We're always looking at the second bounce for our setup position. We're going to be just like that. Let me grab a picture. So the bottom of the second bounce is going to be touching the line, one line above the pin. And the left side of the ball guide is going to be touching the line, one line right of the pin. So that's the same setup for both rollouts on the drive. The only difference is going to be whether you add left spin or right spin. And in the shorter rollouts, you will also need to add to your adjustment. So in the lower winds, 6.6 to 7.2, you'll add 0.2. 7.3 to 7.7, you'll have to add 0.4 to your adjustment. This is because it's more of a crosswind shot usually, and you need to make up for the increased wind push here. Also, one other note for this, and you'll see it here in this shot. If you adjust your approach and your adjustment pulls you off of the green, you need to add 2 clicks of overpower to make up for the distance you're going to lose. If you see the side of the green there slopes down pretty heavily. So I adjusted off of this. I played this with 2 clicks of overpower here. And you see it's going to come in very nicely. Center cup. I spent a little bit of time on this one because it's a nice drop. It's been coming in pretty consistently. So if you're able to get these tweaks dialed in and according to your pulls, I think you have a real good shot here. Practice it, make sure it works for you, tweak it as needed, but a very good opportunity at an eagle. Good luck. I hope you get it, and we'll see you on the next hole.